And welcome to Sports Talk on the Tuesday night edition. We are live in the WJRG television network station along with the KMI. I want to thank everyone for being a part of the show this evening. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with my good friend Big Don from Big Don Production. What's up, Don?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
And this show is being produced by Big Don Productions. We have to my left, Kendall Tyson, Every Moment Move.
Every moment move.
The legend to my right, Bruce Austin. What's up, Bruce?
Everything beautiful, brother. Everything beautiful.
All right, my brother all the way in Jacksonville, Florida. What's up, bro? Henry Green. What's up?
Doing, bro?
All right, Larry. All right, Larry, all the way in Maryland. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. I'm excited.
I know we're going to talk about the three-peat. We got one of the greatest bishops in the world from the Power to Stand Outreach Ministries, Bishop Ernest E. Richard,
Pastor of the week.
Minnesota Vikings, Pastor of the Week. How you doing, Bishop?
Bless you. How's everybody doing? Great to be here.
Ozer. And one of my great friends, a great pastor as well, Pastor Walter Teague from Basileia. How you doing, Pastor Teague?
How's everyone tonight? I'm doing well, thank you.
All right.
Great.
Now that I got that out the way, I'll let you guys go at it, all right? I got that out the way, the intros. And once again, the show is being produced by Big Don right here for Big Don Production. Let's start with Bishop, with you. Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, they played a big game. Of course, we know Detroit won. And what's your thoughts on your Vikings?
Wow. Well, bottom line is this, and let's just be real. You guys have been saying it all year, and I finally, just for this one game, have to agree to. Sam Darnold has kind of held himself together until this moment. The moment obviously was too big for him. I'm thinking 4 times into the red zone and coming away with field goals. That was the first one. Overthrowing Jefferson, overthrowing Addison, overthrowing Hockenson, he was like a deer caught in headlights. And I'm sorry to say it, but for that moment, Sam Darnold went back to his days with the Jets. Detroit, I congratulate you. Despite the fact they were depleted, despite the fact that they were undermanned, Jared Goff played like Jared Goff needed to play, and they got the job done. End of story.
Hey, that tissue over there. Hey, there's some fucking fish over there. We did. He overthrew. I mean, you got to remember the rest of the guys on the team. They wasn't playing up to par either. It wasn't just Donald in my book.
He even took the steam off his train, man.
But the real story is, the fact is, the facts are they was down there 12 times.
Yeah.
In the red zone.
Yep.
They only hit on 3 of them.
Yep.
3 out of 12. I mean, it's not the fact that they played a bad game, the fact that Donald just disappeared.
That's it.
Receivers are wide open. I mean, they wasn't playing that great a defense. They just was overthrowing receivers. Minnesota could easily won that game if Sam Darnold didn't lose it. I told you before the game, if you get after Sam Darnold, he's going to lose it. And when he loses it, there goes the game. That's
Go ahead, Pastor.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. You know what happened? Great defensive plan from the Detroit's defensive coordinator. He knew that if he put pressure on Sam Darnold, that he had turned back into Sam Darnold, and that's what he did. He knew that they couldn't let him sit back there and hold. He holds the ball longer than any starting quarterback in the NFL. So they knew if they let him sit back there with that depleted secondary, that he was going to do what he's been doing all year. So he didn't. He almost had full-out rush blitz almost every play. They wasn't giving no time. So he had to try them. And then once you knock him down, they said they wanted to hit him. Now you hear footsteps. So even when they wasn't about to knock him down, he was still throwing the ball high. They did what they had to do. Great defensive scheme. You know, and Angeloni came back. Angeloni made a big difference for Detroit. He was out. You see his wrist. I mean his forearm. He had a plate put in his arm. He had a broken arm. He came back. That's his first game back. He made a huge difference.
He did.
For their defense.
Hey, Henry, go ahead, bro. Then I'm gonna bring
if Sam Arnold, if he would have played better, because he had like 5 times in that game where he overthrew the receiver and they was wide open.
7 times, Henry.
Well, okay. So, but I know I had said earlier that out of all the quarterbacks that were going to be in the playoffs, he was the one that I was kind of concerned about But we'll see because he has never been in the playoffs before. So we'll just see how he does next week. But overall, Minnesota offensive line didn't play well. But still, if Arnold would have played better and made them passes when he needed to, the game might have been different.
Well, instead of talking about the Minnesota Vikings losing, how about the Detroit Lions winning?
Ooh.
I mean, Detroit Lions literally have more people on injury than I think I've ever heard of going into the playoffs. And he's never made any excuses. He just said, next man up. Said, next man up, and they went out there and they just called out. Sam Darnold is a professional athlete. He made it to the NFL. He just, it's just a tough game for him. Hope he can come back because I think, Pastor, who's he playing in the playoffs?
The Rams.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Rams.
Yeah. Can you see it right there? Yeah.
And keep in mind, that's their worst loss, Kendall. That's Minnesota's.
That's what I'm saying.
That's their worst loss of the year against the Rams.
So that's what I'm saying. He gets the chance to either redeem himself or just be as he's been.
No disrespect to anybody. He becomes a food stamp. He's expendable.
Bruce. You go, Bruce, and I go with Don. Go ahead, Bruce.
I think this was exactly what Darnold needed because this was one of the biggest games he ever played in his life.
Okay.
Yep.
So by the lights being so bright at this game, I think he'll be ready for the playoffs now. Okay. He got that game out the way.
But can he beat Detroit if he had to beat Detroit?
I mean, he can go in there and play. I mean, he didn't play all year like this. This is only one game.
Okay.
He still got his record where he had all year.
Right, 14-2, right?
Yeah, but you can't put him down all that low for one game, and he done won 12, 13 games?
Yeah.
But Dak did the same thing, though.
But this is the biggest game he ever played with the bright lights.
Right.
That's right.
And this he got that out of his way. He got that deer headlights on. Now when he come back in the playoffs, he should be back to himself.
The bottom
Win,
line,
lose, or draw.
Starting quarterbacks, only 32 jobs like that in the whole wide world. So let's hope that was just a bad day,
right?
And he shows up against LA.
He needed that.
Go ahead, Don.
Well, finally, over the weekend, every time I went to Facebook, the first thing I see was all this yellow and purple in my face. All kind of posts. Let's see the post. Stand up, baby. Let's see it now.
Got the top on. That's it, baby. That's it.
All over Facebook. I couldn't even. I had to keep going out, coming back in. Because that's all I see. About how bad. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like it is. Everybody sugarcoating. The Lions done showed the weak spot. He's been exposed now. That's what done really happened. He done been exposed. Y'all can say, yeah, next week he got a chance to come back. This was on his bad game. When the right team come along like the Lions and expose you, that's what it is. You exposed. This is the Sam Darnold that I thought about all year long, but I could never see it because he was playing too good. But right now, don't let it all out.
Now, I am so happy to hear you say that. Now, I'm going to say this. If Darnold win, lose, or draw, if he plays his game next week and they still get beat, you got to respect it. But if Sam Darnold comes back and plays above his head like he says, according to you, Donald, all year long, and he ends up beating the Rams, it's my turn next week, okay? So go ahead. Talk on this.
Your turn this week, what happened? What happened? It was going to be your turn.
No, and listen, I already had my time with the 49ers, and I didn't even want it because that wasn't even worth it. All I'm simply saying is this. I'm still going to have some faith in my quarterback. I'm still going to stand up for him. I do believe he still has some fight left in him, and I'm just waiting for him to put the gloves on and go to work.
Bishop. Okay,
yep.
The Kendall's point. I'm going to start with Larry. The Kendall's point. What about Detroit, though? Did Detroit send a message to the rest of the
Yes, they did.
That they're the team to beat, Larry?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Not at all. Because everybody seeing those receivers wide open. Everybody sees the only mistake was made was on Sam Darnold. That you can beat Detroit. That their secondary, they don't have one.
Okay.
They have a good secondary. The thing is, what he showed was that Sam Darnold under pressure. That's what Aaron Glenn had a great plan.
He did.
Great plan. They talked about it before.
He did.
They said we're going to hit Sam Darnold. We're going to hit him just like they used to try to do with Brady, but Brady was too good. Knock him down. Even if you take a penalty, knock him down. And then after all, that's what they used to do to Jared Goff. The thing is, that Jared Goff showed up better. Look at the first half. They was doing the same thing to Jared Goff, and then he's
but he was hitting receivers though.
He stood in there and hit his guys. Sam Darnold was throwing high because they was beating him up.
But what? To Henry's point, what about the offensive line? They had a bad game. Like my brother said, you got to play the offensive line.
Minnesota's offensive line has been suspect all year.
Okay, Jerry, hold on.
They got beat by the best and they got exposed. That's what really happened.
No,
listen. You know what they were doing the blitz right, Larry? When they send the blitz, they're sending more people than you can block. That's the whole point, all-out blitz. That's why the receivers are wide open. The defensive backs were blitzing. So under pressure, he was throwing. They're supposed to be open because the corners were blitzing. They wasn't covering. They were blitzing. That's the difference.
But Minnesota and Dallas Minnesota did the exact same thing as Detroit, but Detroit's quarterback was hitting it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Minnesota's was not.
And to your point, Larry, to your point, Minnesota's defensive line could not penetrate. And when they did penetrate, Goff had already gotten the ball off.
Goff was under pressure.
Go back and
he was under pressure all night.
How many times? I mean, but my point is, Goff got the ball off even before he got hit.
That's the whole
he
thing.
Hit those receivers over the middle. He didn't have any long 20-yard, 30. He had a couple of 15, 16-yard passes. He had no 20, 25, 30-yard passes. He had them short passes, but the point is he got the ball out of his hands when he needed to. Unlike Darnold, who held onto the ball like they was going to give him
that's what he does.
That's
what he does.
He was off from the beginning because even Minnesota's first opening drive, when it was third down and the wide and the
yes.
You know, he missed them bad. So he was off from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, but you got to give this coaching staff all the credit because with Detroit had all them people out on injury, the running back that they had in there was running like he was a starter.
Gibbs.
All that stuff. Defense, everything was clicking. The boys came to play. They were ready. That coaching staff had them boys prepared.
That coach had everybody ready.
He had them ready to play.
Yeah, I got this.
You gotta understand.
Larry, I think Detroit is ready, man.
Yeah, they came ready.
But Jerry, listen. So the defense coordinator, the defense coordinator, he said, "We're gonna go after Darnold, and I know that my head coach got my back. If it don't work and he burned us, he said it's all right, but this is the game plan, and it worked. He knew that his head coach. He went in there. He said, "I told the coach this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go after Darnold. We're gonna blitz him, and if it don't work." He knew that his head coach had his back, and that's what he did.
Who they playing next week?
The Rams.
They're gonna do the same thing.
Rams gonna do the same thing then.
They're gonna do the same thing.
Did you not hear me say just a little while ago, Donald? Did you not hear me say that the Rams loss was the worst loss Minnesota suffered all year long? So it wasn't that Detroit exposed me. I kind of think that Detroit may have looked at that Rams game and discovered the fact that if you pressure Donald, you can do something with him. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what I think happened. Now the Rams are going to come back with that same game plan. The question is, what kind of adjustment is Minnesota going to make?
Exactly. Because he was holding the ball too long. They're blitzing.
He's been doing it all year.
He's still trying to throw the bomb. Yeah.
All right, well, we got to see how the playoffs turn out. But I'll tell you, man, Detroit look good to me.
Yeah, they look good.
They look good. Yeah.
Detroit looks good, but Philly's looking really bad because they don't know what's going on with Hurts and with Hurts. Condition Hurts, and that even boasts Detroit even more. So.
All right.
But if Hurts ain't playing, it's all over.
Okay, listen. Let me let Bob do his sports report. We haven't heard from Bob in a couple of weeks.
It ain't 7:30 yet.
Yeah, 7:45.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's, Bob.
Okay, can everybody hear me now?
Yes, too good.
Hey, Bob, hurry up.
Okay, let's start off with not so good news for South Carolina's Ashlyn Watkins. She'll miss the remainder of the season after tearing her ACL. On women's basketball, Coach Oriema today announced that Paige Beckers is expected to miss a week after suffering a knee sprain Sunday's game against Villanova. The Lady Huskies play Xavier tomorrow night at the XL. And then on the other hand, have Liam McNeely, who will be out for weeks with a high ankle Villanova tomorrow night. Former
They need him.
champ
Oh, yeah.
Tristan Newton has been waived by the Pacers. Newton averaged 1.6 minutes per game in the 5 he played for Indiana. Now here is your guy, Gary. I'm going to talk about LeBron James. His younger son Bryce is committed to play ball in Arizona. And speaking of Bron, he says he could play at a high level for 5 to 7 years. But he says he's not going to. LeBron, late last month, turned 40 years old. The Grizzlies' John Moran is week to week after he recovers from a joint sprain in his shoulder. He's missed the last 5 games. The Rockets' Jabari Smith is out 4 to 8 weeks with a fractured hand. The Bulls will retire Derrick Rose's jersey during the ceremony next season. The Timberwolves' Anthony Edwards had a career-high 53 points in a loss to the Pistons on Saturday night. The Magic Johnson was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Joe Biden at the White House. The Heat suspended Jimmy Butler and will seek to trade him. And NBA legend Isaiah Thomas has been diagnosed with Bell's palsy. Football's New Haven's own Tyler Booker of Alabama, an offensive guard, was declared for this year's NFL draft. He's been with the team the past 3 seasons. This Thursday night is the semifinals of college football playoffs. It's a first when the 2 head coaches of Penn State and Notre Dame are on color. And one of them will be going to the finals. Friday night, it's Ohio State and Texas. Georgia QB Carson Beck has also declared for the NFL draft. UConn football coach Jim Mora has a contract extension through 2028. Now on to the NFL, just getting word that the Raiders have fired Antonio Pierce. That's Las Vegas. They just fired Antonio Pierce. The Giants head coach Brian Dable will return next season. I'm a little surprised at that, but we'll see how that turns out. The Chargers have signed running back Ezekiel Elliott to their practice squad. The Titans have fired their general manager after finishing 3-14. But Brian Callahan will remain the team's head coach. The Bears are asking to talk to the Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy. The Seahawks fire offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb after 1 season. The Jaguars get rid of Doug Peterson, their head coach. The Patriots' top candidates are Mike Vrabel and Brian Flores to be their next head coach, replacing Gerard Mayo, who was only there for 1 season. Little surprised at that. The Browns fire offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey and offensive line coach Andy Dickerson after 1 season. Coco Gauff helped the USA win the United Cup title over Poland and Australia. Here's one of your favorite players, some sad news. Former Mets and Yankees Lenny Randle has died at 75. Wow. It's the Rangers and Bruins in action tonight on the ice. The Devils edged the Kraken last night. And that's all the sports I got for you tonight, Jerry.
All right, thank you, Bob.
You did great. You did great.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too, man.
You think Mike McCarthy will be with the Cowboys next season, or will the Bears?
That's Bruce question there.
I don't know. You know, he is a free agent, too, you know, so it's up to him just as much as it is up to Jerry Jones. But with the with Dallas, I mean, it don't get a better job than that. So,
all right, Bob.
And what about the Patriots firing Gerard Mayo and the Giants?
That was crazy.
Table, man. Wow.
I know. After 1 year, too.
Shocked, man.
I thought they was going to hire. I thought they were going to hire Grable at first.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Bob.
Bob.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. This is our sports talk on WJRG Television Network, and it's the Tuesday night edition, and we have a lot to talk about. I know an hour go by fast, and I got to get these guys up and going again. Get excited. Bishop, who you got? Denver Broncos or the Buffalo Bills?
Of course, I'm going with the Bills. I mean, Bo Nix has looked phenomenal this year. His receivers, his running backs, their defense has been pretty decent, but they're facing a team that's hungry. And I mean, this time, the Bills have never been hungry in their life. They're hungry. now. And Josh Allen is not looking to finish in second, third, fourth, or fifth. He's looking to redeem himself, especially from that year that he should have beat the Chiefs, but he got beat by the Chiefs.
All right. Pastor, who you got? A Buffalo or Denver?
Well, how come we ain't talking about how bad Denver beat Kansas City? 38 to 6.
Well, there's a reason for that. They played the second and third string
What
team.
about that part?
Supposed to beat them like that.
They played the second and third string team. They ain't playing
Well, yeah, but they're supposed to win. The Rams didn't play their starters either, and they could have won.
But the fact that they told nobody to get hurt. Nobody's going to get hurt.
No. You know what? Did you see that Cincinnati's coach told the NFL to investigate Andy Reid to see if they threw that game on purpose because they didn't want Cincinnati in the playoffs?
I kind of think that's what happened.
I know that's what happened. They didn't try to win. It wasn't even close, Henry. They didn't try to win.
If Patrick Mahomes doesn't play, Kansas City is winning. I don't care who else on that team on the field. Yeah, if Patrick Mahomes don't play, so he wasn't playing. So
nobody else played either, though. Nobody else played. Nobody played. I mean, they were taking people that just signed off the practice squad. Nobody played. Right, Larry? Nobody played. Nobody played.
I'm saying, how many games did Kansas City win without Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, but they got beat 38 to zip. We ain't talking about winning.
Right.
Because Denver, if they didn't block that field goal at the end of the game, would have beat them with everybody there in Kansas City. Remember? They blocked the field goal.
The league should have.
I'm going with Denver. I'm going with Denver with Buffalo. I'm going with Denver.
They should investigate.
So you're going with Denver over?
Yeah.
Over a Buffalo?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, okay. Got Denver over Buffalo. Who you got, Larry?
I'm on the borderline. I think Denver got the kind of team that can take Buffalo. You know.
Give me a pick.
Right now, I tell you what, I'm betting on Denver.
You got Denver too? Wow.
I'm betting on Denver.
Oh, they beat your team 38-0. That's why you betting on. That's why you're going with them.
No, it's not. That's not the reason.
Go ahead, Henry. Who you got, Buffalo or Denver?
I'm going with Buffalo because of the quarterback. You know, they're playing in Buffalo. I know it's cold. It's gonna be cold up in Buffalo again. And again, this quarterback, is he a rookie?
Yeah, rookie.
Yeah, I don't see him beating Josh Allen.
Denver used to the cold though.
Yeah, it's cold in Denver too.
They are used to the cold, but again, the Buffalo got a different type of cold.
Go ahead, Kendall.
I'm calling this the yeehaw ball. Back in the day, I'm going back in the day. There's be some quarterbacks out here that also ran quarterbacks. Ken Stabler, pants all drooped down, but he got the Dave Casper call him, and they had a Cliff Branch on one
watch
side,
what he said.
Fred Biletnikoff, or you might Dan Pastorini or Dan Fouts. Those quarterbacks that gave you an exciting game. Yeah, those exciting games. We all remember that Miami versus Chargers game.
Chargers.
So I'm looking for something like that with these two quarterbacks because these guys, like, when you watch Bo Nix, he's exciting to watch, and so is Josh Allen. And I think they're going to try to outdo each other. I think Bo Nix patterns his game out of Josh Allen, if you really take a look at it. And he's not telling anybody, but he's going to try to beat his idol. So I think it's going to be an exciting game.
Go ahead, Don. What you got?
I agree with Kendall. Very exciting, but I'm definitely giving the Bills the edge on this one.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely giving the Bills the edge.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something, fellas.
Right.
I'm going with Bo Nix, fellas.
Okay.
I'm going with Denver.
Big Bo.
Denver just made it in on the last game.
I don't care. That's why they made it in. They didn't make it in to lose.
They made it in because it was a given. That's why I thought they made it in. I don't see out here. That was a given.
Yeah, but that
was a given. They played the best they played all year. They looked like pros out there. I felt like I could have played my granddaughter that way.
Yeah, but y'all forgetting they had to win games to get in the position to win this last game.
Yeah, they did. But the last game was a given. That's what I'm saying.
It was a given, but they still had this up in position. What was Cincinnati?
Count those. Don't count the last game.
Cincinnati won.
But I'm telling you, count all those. Don't count the last one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm not counting the last one. That's what I'm telling you. Don't count the last one. So where was Cincinnati at? They won. They didn't
won.
win the to qualify. See the difference? Denver was right there.
Yeah, but
the Denver was the way Denver spanked them.
Yeah, but according to Pastor, he might be right that the Chiefs didn't want to see
they didn't want no parts of that.
So they gave it to Denver.
They gave
They didn't want to get nobody hurt. They didn't want to get nobody hurt.
They gave it to them, but
Right,
regardless, they had to put this up in position.
People need to know that Broadway, Hollywood Joe has had Pat Mahomes' numbers since he's been in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm telling you that. I said that last week. They didn't want no parts of them in there.
I don't buy that though, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because Kansas City ain't playing the first round. So I mean, if Cincinnati was done, they would have to go to Buffalo. They probably would have to go to Buffalo.
That's all right.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow ain't did nothing since his rookie year, man.
But yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if Cincinnati was out there.
I got a lot of yards.
Buffalo anyway.
Bruce, if they would have made the playoffs, Bruce, Joe Burrow would be MVP, man.
Go ahead, Pastor.
I said, Bruce said he ain't did nothing since his rookie year. If Cincinnati would have made the playoffs, Joe Burrow would be MVP. You better check out his numbers.
Yeah. You know what they say about him?
Fifth was a fifth.
He had all season to get in there. He supposed to be the best.
We'd all be
He played. And that's what I was going to tell Bob. He missed it. They fired their defensive coordinator, Lou Amarillo. They fired him today.
Okay, listen. Let me move on. Pastor, let me start with you. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Who you got?
Easy.
Oh, Baltimore.
All right. Okay. You said easy, but these guys, I don't.
Who you got, Larry? I'm gonna pick Steelers.
Larry, who you got? Steelers or Baltimore?
It's gonna be close because that's a rivalry. They play each other all the time. They play each other. This will be the third meeting.
Okay.
And it's 1-1.
Who you got?
The money's on the Ravens, but my heart is with Pittsburgh. But I got to go with the Ravens.
Well, you know what they say: follow your heart, right?
That's right.
You better follow that money.
I thought they said follow your nose. They said follow
if
your
you don't, you're gonna be doing overtime for the next 3 weeks.
Who you got, bro?
Baltimore.
All the way?
Yeah, Baltimore in this game. I'm not saying they're going to all the way to the Super Bowl. They're going to win this game.
Yeah.
Who you got, Bishop? Baltimore?
Well, it's obvious because King Henry's going to just run past the Steelers like he's done all these other teams. It's going to look like a bunch of Pop Warner players out there. They'll be chasing them all night.
I shaking his head. No, come on, Larry. Get the guy his due now. Who you got, Kendall?
Like I say, we're all going to say Baltimore. We should just skip this question. Go ahead. Baltimore.
No, Larry.
I know. Larry's in Baltimore. He's waffling.
His heart is in Baltimore, but his mind is in Pittsburgh.
He's in Maryland. You better say Baltimore.
Well, he is in Maryland. Hey, listen, if you straddle, hey, Kendall, if you straddle the fence, you're bound to fall on the points. You know what I'm saying? Do I need to say anything else?
Red on his wall.
I got to go with the Ravens because not only Henry, you also got to worry about Jackson too.
That's right.
Both playing very well at this point.
4,000 yards.
I can't see
Pittsburgh can't stop the run.
Yeah, should be MVP, most valuable player.
Home too.
Shouldn't even be a question.
They playing at home. So Bruce, you got Baltimore? Who you got? Baltimore?
Yeah,
Who you got, Bishop?
I'm going with Baltimore. They can't stop the run. So you can expect Henry to end up with 150, 60 yards.
Okay. All right. That was just a question that my brother got up here. The topic, one of the topics. The Chargers, they're playing at Houston, Texas. Who you got, Kendall?
Oh, wow. That's going to be a really good game. Let me tell you why. Because Jim Harbaugh is back in the league, and he's in the playoffs.
Yeah. Right.
And then you got that cold-blooded quarterback. I'm going to go with that quarterback. I'm going to go with CJ. I'm going to try just for the heck of it. I mean, I just want to see him win. So I'm going to Houston.
Go Houston? Okay.
Just for him to win.
Who you got, Don?
Those teams are so evenly picked in my mind, so it's hard to call. But So
Houston.
I'm going to just go with Houston because I've been listening to Kendall because neither one of them I'm really followed.
Well, I'm going with the Chargers because Stroud ain't playing good.
Okay, you go with the Chargers?
Yes, sir.
Bishop, who you got? Chargers or
I love C.J. Stroud, but I got to go with the Chargers because Herbert has a more killer instinct than Stroud does.
All right. A pastor.
Chargers, better team.
Chargers. All right, Larry.
Chargers, because Strauss, he get happy feet. And so the Chargers are going to take this one.
Who you got, Henry?
Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers.
It's in Houston.
Who you got, Bishop Steve?
Chargers. They got a great coach. Chargers.
You got the Chargers too? I'm going with the Chargers. You guys go with the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers.
I'm going Houston.
All right, NFC. This is going to be a good one. The Green Bay Packers at Philly. Who you got, Bruce?
Wow.
You got Philly. Well, I Pastor Walter and Anthony going with. They say Green Bay going to the Super Bowl.
Who you ask me who I got or who they got?
No, man. You said you got Philly.
Yes, sir.
You got Philly. Who you got, Doc?
Well, is Hurts going to be playing?
He better play.
Yeah, he'll be ready.
As long as Hurts
They
ready,
gonna let that
I'm definitely
concussion
going
go
with
that
Philly
long.
if Hurts ready.
All right.
Philadelphia.
You got Philly. All right. Who you got, Bishop? You got Philly? I'm going with Philly, too. Pastor, who you got?
Philly.
You got Philly, Pastor?
Yep.
See that? What I'm saying?
Man, I thought you and Anthony said they go to the Super Bowl.
You thought.
It's all about matchups, bro. It's all about matchups. If the Rams would have ended up playing Green Bay, then Green Bay would have beat them. I didn't want Green Bay playing the Rams.
I would have switched.
But now they're playing Philly. That's
Kendall said if he would have switched, he would have been a bandwagon.
No, I wasn't. You say you're a bandwagon jumper. I don't. You're the self-proclaimed bandwagon jumper. That ain't me, bro. I'm a realist.
Okay.
We're going to have a new station here before it's over.
All right, Bishop, who you got, Bishop?
I'm going to be honest with you. I still see that Green Bay can beat Philly because I don't think Hurts is going to play. And if he does, how good is he going to be?
Don't play, then it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Green Bay only because of the fact that even if Hurts plays, how good is Hurts really going to be? Okay. So I'm going to jump on Green Bay's bandwagon just for the simple fact that I kind of think that Philly is in very minor disarray. I'm going to jump on Green Bay's bandwagon.
Good thing you got a train. You could fit the Vikings and Green Bay on there.
Well, if you notice, it says on the side, see that little orange, no Cowboys allowed? But I'll let you come on, Bruce.
Hey, but the simple fact is that Hurts has not practiced because he hasn't been in practice. So he's going to be ready to play, and he's going to take him down. There's no doubt about it. Green Bay, see you next year.
Wow.
Yeah, they kept him out for a reason.
Okay, Henry, who you got, man? Green Bay or Philly?
I'm going to go with Green Bay because Hurts is still in concussion protocol. He's not even cleared yet.
He'll be cleared by the weekend.
He might be, but this will be his third week. This will be his third week. And I don't know. I just think, because I know it's going to be cold up in Philly, and depending on how he gets hit, I don't know. I'm going with Green Bay.
Well, they cut their quarterback, you know.
That's going to be t-shirt weather for Green Bay. Talking about cold in Philly. Man, they probably might want to play in short.
That's why I'm picking. That's why I'm picking Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
But Henry, they cut their third string quarterback.
I think that little Hurt gonna be working well. He's gonna do a Pat Mahomes. That's what he's gonna do.
He's ready.
Everybody
he is.
Hurt to me.
He played in 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's gonna do a Pat Mahomes. You watch.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be ready too. All right, we're gonna move on. You know,
out just for that reason, so he'd be ready for the playoff.
Larry, the Washington Commanders or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a real good one.
Give me somebody. Give me a team. Who you got?
Now I got to go with experience, and I got to go Tampa Bay.
You go Tampa Bay, okay? With Baker Mayfield.
That's
Henry,
right.
You talking to me?
Yeah, you. Who you got, Henry?
Tampa.
You got Tampa too.
Tampa Bay. Yep.
All right. Well, who you got, Pastor Walt?
Yeah, Tampa. Got to go with the experience. Yeah.
Bishop, who you got?
I'm gonna jump off the bench off for a minute. I'm seriously hoping that Scary Terry and Daniels gets it done. But realistically, Tampa Bay, hypothetically, I'm gonna take the Commanders this time.
Okay, got the Commanders. Who you got, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm going with Daniels, brother. I'm going with Washington.
Washington, okay.
Yeah, so him and McLaurin, boy.
Scary Terry McLaurin, that's what they call him.
I'm putting no money on it.
That's a good thing.
Okay.
What you got, Don?
I definitely like the Commanders the best. I mean, see, like towards the end here, Tampa Bay been coming on real strong, so it's hard to go against. But I'm gonna go with the Commanders because I like them better.
What do you got, Kendall?
Despite the fact that we have Mike Evans, who's probably one of the unsung best receivers to ever play the game, going 11 straight over 1,000 yards, he will be a sure shot Hall of Fame. I'm still going to Commanders.
I like the Commanders because they're hungry, but I feel Tampa Bay is going to pull it out. It's going to be a dog fight. Tampa Bay is going to pull it out.
So my answer would have to be Tampa Bay. I'm going with Tampa Bay as well. Because they're at home. That's the only reason I'm going with Tampa.
Washington by 14.
Washington by 14. Okay.
Washington by 10, I say.
Bishop, I got to start with you on this one. Your team, the Minnesota Vikings at the Rams. Who you got now?
You know I'm going with the Vikings, and I'm hoping that Darnold has had his worst game ever for the year 2024-25. I'm hoping they straighten out and make their adjustments and figure out how to get past that bull rush. So Minnesota 27, the Rams 21.
Wow, that's a good one. All right, Pastor, your team is the Rams. Bishop got Minnesota. Who you got? I know you got
Rams.
The Rams.
Oh, yeah, I got the Rams. Even though their coach made a bad move, because if they would have beat Seattle, if he would have played the starters and they beat Seattle, they would have been playing the Commanders instead of having to play a 14-win team first game in the playoff. So that was a bad move. He should have played his starters and beat Seattle, but I'm going with the Rams.
Well, give me a score. Bishop's at 27-21.
Oh, I don't got a score. I'm just with the devil.
No,
hey, I don't care if they win 3-0. I'm going. I'm going 21. You know, the Rams can put up some points. They had a shootout with the Bills, so I'm gonna go 28-21 Rams.
28-21. You gave us a score. That's good. Who you got, Larry? Since
that smoke cleared out. I'm going 28-26. Rams.
Oh, hear that, Bishop?
It's going to be that close. Listen, he's probably not off, but he's got the wrong team winning. But he's probably not off.
Henry, who you got? Who you got, my brother?
That's a tough one to call because I like Stafford as the quarterback better than Minnesota's quarterback. I don't know, man. That one I can't call it. It's gonna be tight. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't call that one because
just give me a team.
I mean, you got an idea.
But what I'm trying to see is the Rams are at home. They got a better quarterback, but Minnesota got the better team. But Stafford,
Rams got the better coach.
That's exactly right.
Because to me, I'm going to still go Rams.
Woo!
Okay.
Rams.
That Viking train you might have to take down, everybody.
Minnesota got a better wide receivers though.
Yeah, Gary, that train don't come down until they are out of the playoffs. When they're out of the playoffs, the train comes down.
No, I'm going with you, Bishop. I'm sticking to Minnesota. I'm going with Minnesota with you. What you got, Bruce?
Hey, listen, man. I ain't been on a good train ride in a long time, brother. I'm parking that bus, brother. I'm hopping on that train.
All right now.
I'm on the Minnesota train. Well, after I saw what I saw, all I feel the Rams got to do is put that head on. You know how the Rams come out and put you with their head? That's the way they're going to go after Donald. They're going after him Monday. You're going to have them heads down. They're going to be ramming in there. And he'll be high like he did already. So definitely I'm going with the Rams.
With the Rams too. All right. Wow. Kendall?
Well, despite the fact that Matthew Stafford is one of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks that are still playing, and when it's all said and done, and they measure it up when it's all done, although we would say that Aaron Rodgers was a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford during most of his NFL career, when it's all said and done, we're going to rank Matthew Stafford above Aaron Rodgers. Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold, and I'm just hoping that Sam Darnold knocks off the Hall of Famer. The Rams have had theirs, so I want to get on the bus.
Come on. I got more tickets.
I want to go.
Extra tickets.
On the train.
A few extra tickets. Come on.
All right.
All I know is after that game, I want to see a ram head in the background.
I got a few extra tickets. Come on. No, but now, Jerry, go ahead.
And the Rams are hungry, but Minnesota seems like they're hungry. They're going to come back.
Who you going?
He's on the bus with us. He's hanging.
Minnesota. Get on the train.
On the train.
Get on the train. Minnesota.
And we're going to have to get rid of Kendall, man. He's still on that bus somewhere, man. I don't know where he's going, bro.
Hey, Bruce, the train does have a compartment where you can bring vehicles. So you can bring the bus, Kendall. We'll put it on one of those compartments. Yeah. We'll throw the KC bus in the compartment where we can take vehicles.
The what bus?
Yeah.
KC fly with it.
KC bus. You can put the KC bus on the back of the train. We got space for you.
We're way up there.
Larry, so Kansas City going again. Who's going to be the biggest threat in the AFC to beat your boys? If anybody can beat them.
If anybody could possibly beat them, it would be the Rams. It would be the Ravens.
You said it right. You said it the first time.
It'd be the Ravens.
Well, they're not Buffalo. No, they're the Ravens, right? Henry, who you got that can beat
Buffalo going home this week?
Yeah. Henry, who you
got? Buffalo and the Rams gonna knock each other out. Buffalo and the Ravens gonna knock each other out. Whoever falls.
So Henry, who's the biggest?
You come up in the AFC? I have to say Baltimore.
All right, but that was the biggest threat last year too. What about you, Bishop? The biggest
I'm going to say Baltimore as well, but I still think the Bills will get there. I really do.
Bills going home this first week, man.
All right. Well, we're going to find out in about 5 days.
Oh, so you really think Denver going to beat the Bills?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well,
without a doubt.
In Buffalo.
I don't care if they're playing in
Bowen Field, like you said.
Yeah.
Guys, who's the biggest threat to KC?
The Ravens. Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson's playing great this year, and he's got something to prove. I think the Ravens are the biggest threat. Yeah.
Wow.
Lamar Jackson is actually doing something no one's ever done. Although he's only has 4,000 pass yards and 800 rush yards. He actually has 900 rush yards. I think the Ravens are a problem for Kansas City, but I still think Kansas City will get past them.
So they go to the Super Bowl. What about you, Bishop? Who do you think the biggest threat to KC?
Well, as I said earlier, the Ravens are.
No, you got two Bishops now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Bills bring the A game, they're going to be a threat.
Who? He said the Bills.
They bring the A game. No, seriously, they bring the A game.
Well, they beat them earlier, too. Now, Bruce forgot. So,
see, one thing about the Bills,
Kansas City.
One thing about the Bills, right? They're unpredictable. They bring the A game. They can beat almost anything.
All right, let me let Bruce respond. Go ahead, Bruce.
Who Buffalo playing this week?
They got to play Denver.
They're playing Denver, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they're going home this week.
But Denver has got in that one game.
Let me ask you this. Jerry, hold on, Bruce. Let me ask you, why do you think Denver is going to beat the Bills?
Otto said.
I picked Denver to beat them.
Come on, I don't know.
I picked Denver to beat the Bills too.
I'm just trying to figure out why.
Because they match up.
Larry, hear that, Larry? Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Hear that, Larry?
Who?
He said Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
He bumped his head.
And listen, we want to see you on the parade line in Baltimore either.
You bump your head.
You got the cameras on you. We don't want to see you out there with no Baltimore stuff on.
We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back for the third time.
So, ask you guys a question. The wide receiver for Baltimore, Flowers.
He's out.
I know it looked like he got hurt in the last game. Anybody have to anybody know what's going on with him?
He's not playing this game.
No,
he's not playing.
Last I heard, he was limited. I'm not sure. So is it that bad?
First wide receiver.
He said he'll be up at least one game.
Make it to the Pro Bowl.
And they say,
Yeah, when he suffered a knee injury.
Let me say the Ravens, because last year we were blaming that they didn't really play Henry. You know, that's not going to happen this year.
Right.
That's not going to happen. I definitely got to go with the Ravens on that.
That's right.
But if they lose Flowers to Pittsburgh, you might have a problem.
Flowers ain't going to Pittsburgh. He's staying.
If
Flowers don't play, you might have a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh going to back the line and against the run, but they don't have no wide receiver.
Back the line, but keep in mind, the Ravens do have two other receivers and a tight end that are just as good. You just don't hear a lot about them.
Yep, gotcha.
Flowers is their number one option, and if he even goes out, they're two, and I don't know how good their number three option is, but they got a couple of tight ends that can hold down the fort. Not to mention the fact that Henry can catch the ball coming out of the backfield. And if Henry gets a running start, man, I don't want to be the person standing in front of him when he comes toward me. I ain't trying to get run over.
Okay, Bishop, let me just do this. All right, Bruce said Baltimore is going to the Super Bowl. All right, Larry got Kansas City. Pastor, who you got out of the AFC? Kansas City?
Kansas City.
You got Kansas City? Who you got, Bishop?
I'm still thinking the Bills will make it.
You're confused.
All right, we got a good show tonight because Bruce said we're going to beat the Bills, and you're picking the Bills to go to the Super Bowl, right?
Exactly.
All right, Henry, who you got?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick.
Who you got,
Kansas City.
Who you got, Don?
Kansas City.
Bruce got Baltimore. Who you got?
B-Mo.
Kansas City. Wow. All right.
I'm going to have to back
Who you got, Jerry?
I ain't got no passes.
Now, who I got?
We can't.
Who you got, Jerry? Who you got?
Without saying one name, two names, Saquon Barkley. How do we feel about that?
No, that feels good. No, he asked me a question. He asked me a question. I'm going with Bishop. I'm going with Buffalo. I'm going with Buffalo.
Who?
Buffalo.
He said Buffalo. But hey, what? Did they turn off the communications in your part of Maryland or what?
The Ravens to get there.
No, they might have beat the Ravens, but they beat Kansas City.
They're going to have to beat Bo Nix and Lamar Jackson.
Kansas City lost one game besides.
There's no way Buffalo can get there.
Now, who's that one game that Kansas City lost to? Larry, who's the one game they lost to?
The one game they lost to.
Who?
But Buffalo got to beat two teams, and they ain't getting past Lamar.
Well, we'll see.
They not
Right,
getting
I
past
agree with
Lamar.
that. I agree with that. Now, if they had to play them, like if they were playing Kansas City first, I might go with Buffalo if they were playing in Buffalo again. But I don't think that they can beat the Ravens. I think it's just like matchups. Like we said with Cincinnati, with the Chiefs, the Ravens got the Bills' number. That's a matchup.
They got their number.
Yeah.
That's their kryptonite.
You call it in. You phone it in.
Okay, all right. We're gonna see. All right, listen. I don't want to keep you guys. It's almost 6:50. Let me go to basketball for a minute. And you got some more sports topics about Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens. Well, let me ask this question about Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler got suspended for 7 games. He wants to get traded. Which team, Pastor Walt, you think would be a good fit for Jimmy Butler if he got traded?
Wow. I mean, a lot of teams out there, have a veteran player. Wow. I think Jimmy Butler would be good on with Ant-Man. They need a veteran over there. I think he'd be a good fit over there.
Minnesota? I never thought about that.
He was in Minnesota.
He came out of Minnesota one time, yeah.
Yeah, no.
He fought his way out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I know, but Anthony Edwards wasn't there.
Right.
All right, and who you got? Which team you think will he'll fit in with?
He's a good player, but he got some issues too, because just like our Wall said, like with Minnesota, he fought his way out of there. He got out of there to Philly. So because when you look at it, it all started with Miami because of last year. I blame really more Pat Riley because Jimmy Butler is real touchy. Because all Jimmy Butler said last year was, if he was hurt, that if he wasn't hurt, Boston Celtics wouldn't have got no championship. Right. Pat Riley told Jimmy Butler,
if you ain't playing, shut up.
Shut up, right?
Right.
And so it all started from that point. So if I was a team, so then you have to look up what you have to give up to get Jimmy Butler, and will you be able to keep him? Will he wreck your locker room once you get him in there? You got to look at the
finals too now with Miami. So Pat Riley talking to a guy that led his team to 2 NBA finals and told him to shut up. I mean that's being disrespectful.
Right. But that's Pat Riley, man. That's Pat
Riley.
I
know, Jerry, what I'm saying, I said you have to blame Pat Riley. But what I'm saying, but Jimmy Butler is touchy too.
Okay, all right, and he wants to get out. He's not taking that. I mean,
let's do Pat Riley's history here a little bit, and I'm not going to go too far back, just to the Knicks. Was this not the one individual that I'm going to blame to cost the Knicks the title that they possibly could have had? I love John Starks, but I ain't going to never forget the fact that he had 2 very eligible shooters on the bench that he never got off the bench. Pat Riley, to me, he stays in his own head too much. I like him as a person, but he's just one of them coaches that, he's a GM now, but he's still in his own head. So if he turns around and gets rid of Butler, he's going to give up. He might get a first round, maybe 2 first rounds, who knows, and a second round and some money. That's the best he can do.
Okay. Larry,
remember, Butler's on the downside of his career, okay? He ain't sliding yet, but he's heading for the, look at a ski slope. You know how you got that first level plane before you touch the first part of the hill and you start heading downward? Butler is at the edge of the hill, man. So he ain't going to get a whole lot for him, but he'll get enough.
Go ahead, Larry. What you think? Which team will fit in good with Jimmy Butler if he went to Denver or somewhere? But go ahead.
I think Jimmy Butler, right now, people say he's a hard man to get along with, He wants things his way.
Mm-hmm.
He's very touchy. And he wants to be the star. He's not coming off the bench. I don't see a team right now would take him as is.
Really?
Unless they give a lot of a draft pick and they take him like that. But man for man, nobody take him.
You don't think so? Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same way you thinking, Larry.
Nobody gonna take
I was trying to think of who he would fit in good with him. And I don't see nobody really. You know what I mean? I mean, all the top contenders, they seem to be set.
Mm-hmm.
The only place I could see him going is maybe Golden State.
Nah, that won't work.
Because Wiggins is too up and down, and Jimmy Butler fit in with them. They need another scorer like that.
All right, go ahead, John.
I don't know. I think you guys seeing this all backwards. Jimmy Butler messed with the wrong person. It don't matter that Pat Riley started or he started. He's messing with Pat Riley, a man with some real power.
Right.
In other words, you think Pat Riley is just going to let him go where he want to go? You can go. He's going to send that boy somewhere where he's never going to be over again.
No, but what
he's definitely going to let him go.
Nah, they're going to make whoever get him paid big time for him. See?
There ain't nobody. I'm with Larry. Ain't nobody gonna be paying that big for him.
Nobody want him.
Everywhere he go.
Yeah, but don't forget, Pat Riley said he didn't want to trade him.
That was earlier. You think
he
suspended him to send him a lesson?
That's why I'm saying whoever he go to, they're gonna make them pay dearly for him. They're gonna make them pay dearly.
Don't be surprised with Pat Riley.
Ain't no contender.
You forget one thing. Pat Riley don't have to kiss his butt.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Don't
think that I'm going to send him over here and get the money.
No, I agree.
Pat Riley is the man that can destroy his career.
Yeah, I agree.
And he might do it.
I'm just saying whoever they trade him to is going to have to pay dearly.
Maybe. But
I agree with everything you say about
with
Larry.
Larry, nobody want to pay dearly for
Kendall,
that.
Exactly. And Pat Riley know that.
Pat's going to say something.
The only consistent team that seems reasonable is Phoenix has Bradley Beal coming off the bench, and his contract is big enough so that could be an even swap.
And Phoenix was like 4 or 5 million, right?
He can't get $50 million a year.
Yeah, Pat Riley ain't
Besides
taking
that,
that
he stays
contract.
hurt.
No way.
Stays
Pat
hurt.
Riley ain't taking that contract.
No way.
But Bradley Beal don't play no defense, so he's not gonna fit in with Miami. He got to play some defense.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you like this: on the East Coast, the one team I see, and this is a shot in the dark, probably will never happen. Philly needs help. Butler could be the help that they need.
He's been there before.
He came from Philly.
No.
Yeah, well, here's the problem.
Along.
Hey, Mr. Butler, if you're watching, can you spell retirement?
But you know what, Don? What Don said is right, Jerry.
Phoenix seems like a good fit.
What you say, Pastor?
Oh no, I was saying what Don said is right. He messed with the wrong one. I mean,
He
Pat
did.
Riley said, "Shut up, then shut up." This is you talking to Pat Riley, you know. And then, like Shaq said, "All right, Butler, if you want to get traded, Pat will trade you." You know, he ain't gonna sit around there and let you destroy the team. If he did what he did now, he can suspend him. Then he might even come back to the facilities. You know, you know what I'm saying? It ain't
That's
going
Pat
to.
Riley.
Yeah,
You know,
like Shaq
Shaq
said, that's the wrong one. He shouldn't have, that's the wrong one he messed with there. Yeah, Pat will make sure that he don't play no more.
Pat Riley's smart man.
Ain't nobody really want him.
You think nobody want Jimmy Butler?
Pat Riley know that.
They'll take it. But
That's
the
why
attitude plays a big role too.
Yeah.
You know, these teams have to learn by now. I'm tired of picking up troublemakers. I'm just taking some trouble off their head.
Exactly.
You know, he get here and go act the same way. His reputation following him now.
Yeah.
And now I think he stepped on the wrong toes this time.
Pat Riley don't care.
He stepped on his gators and he gonna pay for it.
He'll just shine.
Come in on this, Steve.
Well, Kendall brought up a good point, but Pat Riley would trade him to Phoenix because he won't want he don't want Jimmy Butler to win either. If you can't win in Miami, I'm not gonna send you to a contender over you can help.
That's perfect spot.
But in my defense of Jimmy Butler, I mean, playing in Miami, it wasn't easy anyway. Even LeBron left after 4 years. Right? I mean, LeBron had a chance to probably win multiple championships in Miami. Right?
Pat Riley ran him out.
Yeah, right. And Pat Riley ran out Shaq. You know, so it ain't easy playing in Miami. So I just can't say that even he didn't want to pay Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne Wade left and went to Cleveland and played in Chicago.
Pat Riley, I'm knucklehead.
Right, so I'm saying.
So Jerry, Dwayne Wade left at the end of his career. He wasn't even a ball player no more, man. He was just hanging on. He wasn't Dwayne Wade when he left.
His age.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's hard to play.
Pat Riley just don't care, like you all
hard
said.
to play with Pat Riley. That's all.
Pat Riley don't care,
So
like you all said.
I'm not gonna totally put it on Jimmy Butler because if you're the star of the team, and Jimmy Butler was right too because he did beat the Celtics. I think he beat the Celtics twice in the playoffs.
He did.
He has a right to brag.
Milwaukee.
No, he don't have. See, that just said when you with the team,
I mean,
they don't want you
shut
come
up.
out.
I mean,
They don't want you coming out making
you don't want
statements
to
like that.
but you don't want to make
You know what I
shut
mean?
up. I mean, just like they told LeBron.
First of all, you all hurt. Now you want to come back.
No,
Oh yeah, we'd have beat you if I wasn't hurt.
Donald, that reporter told LeBron James to shut up and just dribble. I mean, you don't tell nobody to shut up.
This is Pat Riley.
But Jerry, look at it like this. Look at it like this. If Jimmy Butler would have brought a championship to Pat Riley wouldn't have said that. Remember, Pat Riley about the ring. Even though Jimmy got to the finals, but he didn't win. And
he beat Milwaukee.
He wasn't even on the bench.
He did. But Jerry, but Pat Riley holds a different standard. Pat Riley was like, if he would have won the championship, Pat Riley probably would have said no.
Well, why did Pat Riley beat Houston Rockets with the Knicks with Elijah Wan and Pat?
But Pat Riley,
You know why that happened, Jerry? Pat Riley did not beat the Houston Rockets. He had a guard out there that couldn't find his way out of a wet paper towel that day.
John Starks.
That's right.
That's the same John Starks.
I'm sorry. Here, even John Starks has a bad day. John, let me say this, Jerry. And I don't say this in disrespect. I hold John Starks in high regard. But that particular game, John Starks and Sam Darnold were the same player. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That game. That one game.
Let him go 2 for 18. You the coach. And you got Hubert Davis or Orlando Blackman on the bench.
Sitting right there, and they were hot as fire throughout the playoffs.
You found out he off.
Yeah, but he didn't know he was going to go 2 or 3 for 18.
He's sitting right there. But
every time you shoot, you nigga.
Jerry.
I think you're going to let him miss.
You've coached basketball, I'm sure, or you've been in that. When your star player is not hot, aren't you going to try something else? It's not going to hurt him to sit on the bench for a couple of minutes, get these other guys in the game.
I just blame John Starks. No, that's what you blame Charles Smith too, because he missed the layup.
Listen, let's leave that alone. Let's leave that one alone. Oh my God!
That was definitely.
How on earth are you 6'10" standing right in the basket?
That was definitely one there, Jerry.
You thought he was the Ice Man, man. He was a finger roll.
How on earth are you 6'10" standing at the basket? Standing at the basket. I know you in Connecticut. We love you, but I'm sorry.
What you say, Jerry?
He thought he was the Iceman.
He did.
What you say, Jerry?
Hey, he was the Iceman. He froze when he needed to be playing. He was in that case a different guy.
All I'm saying is the guys playing Charles Smith in Game 5.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
And rightfully so.
Indiana. And they're gonna play John Starks. You know, when he jammed on Michael Jordan and Horace Grant, he was the man.
The only highlight.
Listen, like I said,
highlight he ever had.
That's his best highlight right there, dog. That's his best one right there.
The main thing I'm trying to bring home is
that's a sore spot right there. Them Knicks fan, man, that's a sore spot.
You already know that. You already know that. That's always going to be.
That's a sore spot right there.
You know why? Because that Charles Smith episode would have put the Knicks ahead, and they were going back to New York to kind of close the deal. That deal never happened because Smith couldn't find
on that series. I'm afraid you guys remember on that series. John Starks, the Knicks went up 2-0. Had 2 of the best games of his life.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan.
He should have had 3.
Michael Jordan said.
Should have had 4.
Michael Jordan said, "I don't know where this kid came from. I never heard of him like that." He said, "But trust me, well, we got him from now on." Then from that point on, he was never the same.
You know what Michael Jordan said after that?
What?
He said, "Now you can take him back where you got him from."
That's exactly what he said.
You guys up 2-0.
Hey, Bruce, you know what Michael Jordan said? Michael Jordan turned around and said, "I'm a pouring 40. Mr. Starks, you're dismissed. Mr. Smith, you're dismissed."
Oh, you saw with Nick jerseys. Oh, man, John Starks was the man. Oh, man, you thought he was the next one.
Jerry. At the end of the day, Jerry, at the end of the day, even with Starks jerseys and autographs the whole 20 yards, when he needed to play his best game, when he needed to be the man, he couldn't be. Now we got 2 guys, and all he needed was some help. He could not hit the ocean standing in it that day. Come on now.
With a bulldozer, man.
But what about Patrick Ewing, though? Why did Patrick step up? I mean, hold up, Bishop.
Patrick Ewing didn't get the ball that game.
Bishop,
nobody got the ball.
We got to end the show in a minute. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Patrick Ewing was a star of the team. He was a star like Elijah Wan.
His hands were full, Jerry.
Game 7.
His hands were full. Elijah Wan was not somebody that you can just leave hanging around doing nothing. His hands were full. Go ahead.
Larry, wake up, man. But Bishop, I'm giving you another example.
All you gotta do is mention Kansas City. Look, he jumped right up.
Bishop. I'm giving you another game 7 real fast. When the Miami Heat played the San Antonio Spurs, Ray Allen and Chris Bosh went donut that game. They didn't score a point. I know they had to be game 6. Game 7, both of them went donut. LeBron James had 37 points, right, to carry his team. All I'm saying, Patrick Ewing, he was the star of the team, not John Starks. Patrick Ewing was nowhere to be found. That's why John Starks had to do what he had to do.
He didn't do nothing. What you
But-
mean?
I got one question. I got one question.
Now, Jerry. Now I heard you. Now hold on, Jerry. Now I know.
Downhill.
I know you.
Why are we talking about the Knicks?
After that, he went downhill.
You know what? Watch yourself. Watch
Why are we talking
yourself.
about the Knicks?
Watch yourself. Hey, Bruce, tell Pastor Walt. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Hey, Jay, why are we talking about the Knicks, man?
We went from Jimmy Butler to the Knicks.
We went from Jimmy Butler to the Knicks.
No,
Jerry
Jerry went to the Knicks. He's trying to
That's
point out.
That's a sore spot. Bruce telling that's a sore spot, man.
Go down in the what's the name? That's it. He was done after that.
Yeah.
After that, he was done. They shut him down.
Okay,
They didn't hear
okay.
much about starts after that.
This is not on the topics, but we're gonna close at this. Henry, do you think he got Jared Rose? You have his jersey retired in Chicago?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Henry. Jared
Sure.
Rose retired his jersey.
Yeah.
Think so? Okay. All right. What about you, Larry?
Not at all. He has never did anything.
I mean, he was MVP now.
Youngest man in
He won MVP now. He won MVP now with the Bulls.
1 year. After that, what?
But I tell you why, because he's from Chicago. So he's a Chicago own, he's their own native. He's born and raised in Chicago.
That's the only reason why then. Okay, then let me do
So
it.
he gets special honor. Now he's not up there with Michael Jordan and stuff, but as far as like for the hometown, I mean that is Chicago City. And that's where
Isaiah's from Chicago too.
Right, but he played for the Pistons. Though.
Yeah, I know. But, so Starks played for the Knicks.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but he played for the Bulls.
Yeah, he did.
They wouldn't put it.
He played for the Bulls. That's the only reason why.
So Larry said no. What about you, Pastor? Should he get his
No, I don't
jersey
think so.
retired?
No, I don't think so. No. No, I don't think so.
All right, what about you, Bishop?
I'm with the rest of them. I don't think so, but if he gets it at all, that's going to be his
he
highest
did.
accolade.
Oh yeah,
He's definitely not going to be a Hall of Famer. So that would be his highest accolade, or at least an honorable mention.
Well, he played in the NBA. He might be in the Hall of Fame.
Bishop, do you realize that if he doesn't make it in the Hall of Fame, which he won't, he'll be the first.
One more
player.
time.
He'll be if he doesn't make it in the Hall of Fame, in which he probably will not, he will probably be the first player, and I looked this up, that was an MVP in the league that did not make it to the Hall of Fame.
Well,
wow.
Injuries come short, yeah. Every person that's ever got the MVP in the NBA upon retirement is in the Hall of Fame.
What you think, Don?
I think he should get it for the simple fact that when he wasn't hurt, he was a real beast in Chicago. He was really tough. It's just that injuries took him out. But for them to recognize him and give him a jersey, hang his jersey, I'm down with that.
Okay, Bruce, you say yeah, right?
Yeah, definitely. But see, by playing for Chicago and being from Chicago,
it helped a lot.
That made a big difference. If he played for Chicago and wasn't from Chicago, they would never put it up there.
Right.
But because he's a hometown boy and he started out so powerful with them.
Yeah, but how many years would you say he really had?
I mean, he had a few. He had a few.
About two?
No, he had a few.
Maybe three.
about three, maybe four.
He had a few good
Not four.
Not a lot.
I mean, the injury year. How did he do in the injury year before he went down? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, he was a great player. But
No, he was a great player. I mean,
go ahead, Pastor.
I wouldn't begrudge him. I wouldn't say, there's no way. I mean, it's a great story. I put it like that. But
yeah, that's all it is.
As far as what he accomplished, that he deserved to be up there, no. But like I said, hometown boy still lives there from Chicago. It's a great story. Yeah.
It's a great story. That's more than anything.
All right, it's 7:08. Bishop Steve, close out the prayer tonight, brother.
All right.
Come on the camera so we can see you.
Yeah, come over here. You can see. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's not the point. The fans, the people want to see it. The public's out there.
All right, just close out.
Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you for this here broadcast. We thank you for the listeners.
Yes.
And Lord, we thank you for bringing us into another year, 2025.
Yes.
Lord, bless everybody that was on this panel. Bless all the listeners. Bless our families, Lord, and ministries. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Steve,
That's that coach, Steve. And this is the coach that Mr. Steve Benjamin gave me, man. It's definitely a John Shaft quote.
That's you all day, though. That's you.
The
got
kind of
the
coach
right
I
one.
wear We came to drop a coat. I don't know if y'all can see this coat.
Well, go on now with your red coat.
Yeah, that's you all day.
Full length.
That is you.
3 times biscuit.
Yeah,
That's me all day.
All you need is a brim now.
Hey, Bruce, we had the Mac, we had Superfly, we had Dolomite, we had Trouble Man, now we got Jerry Green.
How you guys?
Hey, Ernie, get him old stingy brim and put on.
There you go. Or actually, you know what? They got those black fedoras that got the red cloth underneath. Put one of them on them.
All right, you guys have a blessed night.
Don't forget the gators.
All right now.
There you go. And don't step on him, Bruce, because he ain't trading you.
Got me still fighting.
All right, Friday night.
y'all.
Well, you ain't right.
Friday night, y'all. Everybody, have a good night. All right.
All right.